Winners don't make excuses. You know, life is difficult, life is suffering. And if you don't come to terms with that, you're going to be weak. You're going to crumble under the weight of your own inadequacies. And what do weak people do? They make excuses. They externalize their failures. They blame society, their parents, their teachers, the government, or their genetic disposition. They construct elaborate narratives to justify why they haven't accomplished what they set out to do. And you know what that does? It reinforces failure. It turns a momentary setback into a way of being. And that is not what winners do. A winner sees the same obstacles, feels the same pain, and encounters the same disappointments as everyone else. But instead of saying, it wasn't fair, or I didn't have the right opportunities, they say, what can I do about this? Right? Winners take responsibility, and that responsibility is the foundation of meaning in life. If you don't take responsibility, if you don't step forward to bear the load, you will suffer even more. Because let me tell you something, there is nothing more soul-crushing than knowing deep in your heart that you could have been more than you are, but you let yourself off the hook. You have to decide, do you want to be someone who accomplishes things, or do you want to be someone who complains about why they can't? Because those are the two paths. There is no in-between. If you make excuses, if you blame the world, if you shirk responsibility, you are setting yourself up for a life of bitterness and resentment. And bitterness and resentment are the hallmarks of hell. That's where you end up when you tell yourself, it's not my fault. Because the moment you do that, you relinquish the only power you have, the power to change your circumstances. Listen, there are a million reasons why things are difficult. Maybe you were dealt a bad hand, maybe you were born into poverty, maybe you have a genetic predisposition toward illness or weakness. Maybe the system really is unfair, but you don't get to use that as an excuse. The world doesn't care about your excuses, and it shouldn't. Because if you allow yourself to be defeated by those excuses, you will never transcend them. You will never become the person you were meant to be. And that is tragic. Winners don't make excuses because they understand that life is not about fairness, it's about potential. It's about seeing what you could become if you actually tried, if you actually disciplined yourself, if you actually sacrificed your comfort and your victimhood for the sake of something greater. And that's terrifying because it means admitting that everything you are and everything you could be is up to you. That's a heavy burden. But it's also the path forward. If you want to win, stop rationalizing failure. Stop justifying mediocrity. Stop explaining away your shortcomings as though they're inevitable. Instead, take a hard look at yourself and ask, what can I do right now to be better? And then do it. That's what winners do. That's what makes them winners. And let's go deeper into this. Because it's not just about making excuses. It's about developing a mindset that transforms you into someone who never even considers making them. Winners have a bias for action. They don't sit around feeling sorry for themselves, and they don't wait for perfect conditions. Because perfect conditions don't exist. If you wait for everything to be just right, you will never start. You will never build momentum. You will be paralyzed by your own desire for things to be easy. Winners, on the other hand, start where they are. They take what they have and they make the best of it. They create progress out of nothing but determination and effort. And when they fail, and they will fail, because failure is inevitable, they don't wallow in self-pity. They analyze, they learn, they adapt. And then they move forward stronger than before. And you know what else? Winners don't waste time complaining. They don't sit around gossiping about how unfair life is or how lucky someone else is being. They focus on themselves. They focus on their own path, because comparison is a thief. If you are always looking at what someone else has, you are wasting time that could be spent improving yourself. Winners understand that. They keep their eyes on their own journey and they put in the work every single day. It's not about short-term wins, it's about long-term success. And long-term success is built on consistent effort. It's built on showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's built on discipline, on habits, on a relentless commitment to improvement. And let's talk about resilience, because that's a key component of being a winner. Life is going to knock you down hard. You're going to face setbacks that feel insurmountable. You're going to experience rejection, failure, heartbreak, loss. And if you're not mentally strong, those things will break you. But winners don't let that happen. Winners cultivate resilience. They understand that pain is part of the process. They know that every struggle is an opportunity to grow. So instead of running from difficulty, they embrace it. They lean into the discomfort. They use their failures as fuel. They see every setback as a lesson. And because of that, they become unstoppable. So ask yourself, are you making excuses or are you taking action? Are you playing the victim or are you stepping up? Are you waiting for life to hand you what you want or are you going out and getting it? Because that's the difference between winners and losers. Winners don't wait. Winners don't complain. Winners don't make excuses. Winners take control of their destiny no matter what stands in their way. And that's what separates the successful from the mediocre. That's what defines greatness.